There is no reason not to follow your heart.
And you will need to find your passion. Many of you have already done it, many of you will later, many of you may take till your 30s or 40s, but don't give up on finding it, right? Because then all you're doing is waiting for the reaper.
I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do.
Growing up, we were told something that sounded beautiful. Finding what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Teachers said it, career counselors said it, motivational speakers built entire careers around it. And at first glance, it sounds empowering. Why wouldn't we want to work to feel meaningful? But what if this idea is actually one of the most powerful belief systems modern work culture ever created? Because the moment work becomes tied to your passion, your identity, your purpose, something subtle happens. Suddenly, working longer hours doesn't feel like exploitation. It feels like commitment. Sacrificing your time, your boundaries, your energy starts to feel like proof that you care enough. And before you realize it, the thing you love becomes the thing that consumes you. Welcome back to Beyond Surface Level, where we question the systems, beliefs, and narratives shaping the modern world. Because sometimes the most powerful control systems aren't laws or policies. They're ideas we were taught to believe without ever questioning. From a very young age, we're taught that work should be more than just survival. It should be your calling. Think about how often we ask children one specific question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Not what kind of life they want, not what kind of environment makes them happy, but what they want to be. Because in modern culture, your job doesn't just describe what you do, it becomes who you are. You're not just someone who writes, you're a writer. You're not someone who makes videos, you're a creator. You're not someone who paints, you're an artist. Your identity becomes attached to your output. And once identity gets involved, work becomes deeply emotional. This is why people tolerate conditions in passion-based industries that they would never accept anywhere else. Film production crews working 16-hour days, artists being told they should feel grateful for exposure, writers being paid pennies for articles, designers completing entire projects just to build their portfolio. Because when something is framed as your dream, complaining about it suddenly feels like you're not grateful enough. And that's the psychological shift. When work is framed as passion, exploitation starts to feel voluntary. Over the last decade, something else has quietly happened. Almost every hobby has become monetizable. Photography, art, fitness, gaming, cooking, even journaling and reading. Platforms consistently tell us the same message. Turn your passion into income. Build your personal brand. Monetize your creativity. And on the surface, that sounds empowering, but something strange happens when hobbies become work. The emotional relationship changes. The thing you once did for fun suddenly has expectations attached to it. You're not just painting anymore, you're thinking about algorithms, audience engagement, content schedules, consistency, growth. Your passion slowly becomes production. And once something becomes production, it stops being purely enjoyable. This is why so many creators, artists, musicians, and freelancers eventually say the same thing. I miss when I used to do this just for fun. Because the moment passion becomes income, it also becomes pressure, deadlines, performance. visibility, competition. Suddenly, the thing that once gave you energy starts creating anxiety, not because the passion disappeared, but because the system changed the relationship. Nowhere is this dynamic more visible than in creative industries. Film, music, fashion, publishing, media. These industries are filled with people who genuinely love what they do. And that love is exactly what makes them vulnerable. Because passion industries normalize conditions that would shock people in other jobs. Unpaid internships, working entire projects for exposure, entry-level jobs that barely cover rent, extremely long hours framed as paying your dues, and the culture surrounding these industries reinforces it. If someone complains, they're told, well, nobody forced you to be here. If you love something enough, you wouldn't care about the hours. There are thousands of people waiting to take your spot. And that last sentence reveals something important. Passion industries always have endless supply. There will always be someone chasing the dream, which means companies rarely need to improve the conditions. They simply replace the exhausted workers with the next hopeful one. The dream keeps the system running. In the modern world, this belief system has evolved into something even bigger. Entrepreneur hustle culture. Social media constantly pushes messages like, turn your passion into profit, build a life you don't need a vacation from, working for yourself instead of someone else. And again, the idea sounds empowering, until you realize what it actually creates. When work becomes your identity, there is no off switch. Your business becomes your personality. Your side hustle becomes your evenings. Your brand becomes your life. Even rest starts to feel like you're falling behind, because when passion and productivity merge, work stops being something you do. It becomes something you are. One of the quiet consequences of this belief system is something we rarely talk about. When everything becomes monetizable, people stop having hobbies that exist purely for joy. You start wondering, should I post this? Should I turn this into content? Could this become a business? And slowly, the parts of life that were meant to be relaxing becomes another form of productivity. But humans were never meant to monetize every interest. Some things are supposed to exist without pressure, without the performance, without income attached to them. Because the moment every passion becomes labor, we lose the one place where creativity was supposed to feel free. The real problem was never loving what you do. Loving your work can be beautiful. The problem is believing that passion alone should justify unlimited sacrifice. Because once passion becomes a tool used against workers, people stop asking important questions. Questions like, what are my boundaries? What does fair compensation look like? What parts of my life should remain mine? Maybe the real goal was never to find work that replaces life. Maybe the goal is simpler. Work that supports your life, without consuming the parts of you that make life meaningful. If this video made you look at modern work culture differently, you're already thinking beyond surface level. Because sometimes the systems shaping our lives are obvious. They're beliefs we were taught to admire. And the moment we start questioning those beliefs, we start seeing the structure behind them. If you want to explore more hidden systems shaping our daily lives, make sure you subscribe and check out the rest of the Illusion of Freedom series. Much love, and I'll see you next Sunday.